Two hot guys, one pretty girl, plus a love story set in a fictional world equals a box office blockbuster and thousands of adoring fans from all across the world, also known as Twi-hearts. But guess what? There are just as many, if not more people who hate Twilight or don't understand the Twilight craze. And we hit the streets to talk to some of these Twi-haters.
Cheesy, too fantasy-based. I don't know.
I hate Twilight. I hate it.
It's overrated. Team Edward, Team Jacob, what the hell?
I think Edward Cullen looks so gay.
I fell asleep while watching the first movie. Yeah, and I haven't even finished the first book because it's quite boring.
Because it's so overrated.
Okay, have you seen it?
Well, for Twilight, yes, New Moon, no. Yeah.
Did you watch it with your girlfriends or with your guy friends?
Date.
Your date?
Yeah.
You brought a date to watch Twilight?
Yeah.
Okay, was it a good movie choice? Did she like it?
She loved it, but I don't. I was looking forward to the action, but it was romance.
What's your rating? I don't know. We just don't feel well with like sparkling vampires, like werewolves. What? Yeah, it doesn't feel well.
The girl looks like she's having an orgasm the perpetual show. The whole time through, she just... Yeah.
I think the plot is crap through the movie, but it's still nice because it's not worth the money. Yeah.
So why then are so many people obsessed over Twilight?
Why do you think that girls love it so much?
Hot guys.
The whole idea of romance, the whole idea of being in a relationship with a guy who is insanely crazy about you.
And Bella is like a really common girl, so like everybody can relate to her. Like, oh, so like I can be common, and there's like this hope of getting a perfect guy. And Edward Cullen's that, like every girl's perfect guy.
The guy who's willing to die for you as well. And having two guys going after you at the same time. I mean, that's almost every other girl's fantasy.
Have girlfriends who are insane?
Yeah, I do. I do have. Yeah, currently they're split between Edward Cullen and Jacob Black, is it? Yeah, but to be honest, I think both are... You'll never get this kind of guys, really.
Handsome, charming, insanely in love and devoted to one girl, and willing to die for her. Edward Cullen has certainly set high standards of the idea for the perfect boyfriend. I asked Singaporeans whether such an ideal guy could exist in Singapore.
You mentioned that Edward, the entire idea about him is that he's willing to die for his girlfriend, Bella, right? Do you think that there's a lot of boyfriends or lots of guys in Singapore that could be like Edward or not? Do you think that there could be a Singaporean version of Edward Cullen? Yeah, look, his girlfriend wants
Depends on the girl, the situation. I mean, some girls might not be exactly worth it. Some might be, so... yeah, Singapore probably are. There are quite a few Abangs who are willing to get into fights for this, for their girlfriends. So I guess, yeah, they would die for their girlfriends.
No. I mean, that's fantasy. This is real life, so... Yeah, it's just stupid, right, if you think realistically.
I guess that would be a bit difficult, but I'll continue hoping that I'll find my Edward Cullen here.
So how different are Singaporean men from Edward Cullen?
Firstly, the way Singaporean guys dress, number one. Secondly, they're not as romantic, I think, like what Edward Cullen does. Yeah, and the eyes don't sparkle.
Very hard to find. I mean, the guys that we meet are so different, you know.
Edward Cullen is so cold, but he's sweet at the same time. So that's very different, I feel. Most guys are like, how do you say this? Most guys are just very normal.